Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. I'm Cordy, and today we've got a couple of big things to break down from around the internet. First, Caitlin Clark's classy send-off message to Chris Paul after he officially announced his retirement. Then we've got Carmelo Anthony and his crew making some interesting comparisons on their podcast between Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Aja Wilson. The whole discussion caught my attention, so we're gonna roll the clip, let them talk, and then I'll jump in with my honest opinion on everything they said. All right, guys, let's get into it.
Caitlin Clark versus Sue Bird. Who's running the ones?
I'm taking Caitlin.
Oh, you didn't even think about it.
One-on-one?
One-on-one, yes. The reason why I say Caitlin, she's a scoring point guard. Sue has mastered being a facilitator, and she makes her shots when it was important. But Caitlin's confidence, she comes off, I'm shooting first. I'm taking her because of her scoring mentality. It comes instinctive for her.
Should have put Caitlin and Taurasi.
That would have been a little different.
That's the matchup. We gonna sub Sue Bird out and bring Sis in.
I'm going with DT.
Now you talking about something different here. You talking about killer. Like, Caitlin's a killer though.
Yes, don't
You
get me
talk
wrong.
about
She's definitely
one
a
of the-
killer. But
The great white shark.
Taurasi, boy.
She's what, like Italian too?
Yeah, she all that shit, man. She, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to DT.
Aja Wilson.
Before they even move on to the next comparison, I've got Caitlin all day. Look, Diana Taurasi was a straight-up dog in her prime, no disrespect at all. DT was elite at her craft, super athletic, agile, tough, everything you want in a legend. I give her all the credit in the world. But Caitlin Clark, she's a different breed, man. A completely different level. There's a reason people keep comparing actual legends of the game to a rookie. That doesn't happen by accident. People question her defense. People question her one-on-one bag, her ability to create shots. But hold on, you've got to understand what she dealt with in her rookie year. Caitlin had the most self-created shots of any rookie. She had to do everything on her own. The screens weren't consistent, the spacing wasn't great, and getting her open was a struggle. So she had to facilitate, create off the dribble, run the offense, and still find ways to score at an elite level. And she didn't just survive, she took over. She was cooking defenders, dropping people to the floor like they were cleaning it. She snatched so many ankles her rookie season that it became a weekly highlight. The confidence, the range, the IQ, it was all there from day one. So, yeah, DT is a legend, but Caitlin Clark is already forcing people to rethink the hierarchy. They literally had to take Sue Bird out of the comparison and find someone more fitting because Caitlin is that good. Just keep that in mind.
Versus Candace Parker.
I'm gonna go with
Good matchup.
Candace. I think Candace, she had a little bit more to her game on the perimeter. I think people are forgetting she was Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season. Got pregnant, came back. Like, she's one of those ones.
But Aja Wilson as well. I mean, that's somebody whose resume
She gets
is
better every
oh
year.
my goodness!
Like,
it even felt like in the beginning of this season, people were kind of starting to write off her and the Aces, and she probably had her most impressive run
that
thus
woman's
far.
covered by God too, though.
Yeah,
She really is.
Yeah.
She's.
Asia's
I
a
hope she
different
doesn't
beast.
max out with her greatness.
Who you got, Mello?
Sorry, ladies. I'm gonna go with Candace. That was
Mm-hmm.
our era. You
was
know what
the
I'm
era.
saying? So I was able to see Candace really dominate. This is no comparison. I'm just saying I've seen Candace dominate as I'm going through my journey in my career. Also, her skill set. Aja's skill set is totally different. You know, she doing some shit that may not be done again, but we're gonna keep it in context. Probably Candace.
Angel Reese versus Satu Sabali.
I'm not gonna lie. Respectfully, I'm gonna say Angel because it's a former teammate of mine.
Okay.
Now look, I don't really have a problem with the pick. I get it. But personally, I feel like Candace Parker was a completely different beast in her prime. Aja Wilson is amazing, no doubt about that. She dominated last year, and even this year if you want to count it that way. She's elite. But we all know there was a lot of controversy around the whistle, and honestly, it makes it harder for people to fully enjoy how great she is. Because when the officiating feels inconsistent, it overshadows the skill. And that's the thing. Aja is extremely skilled. I appreciate her footwork, her timing, her feel for the game. She's everything you want in a star. Which is why I'm always confused about the heavy whistle. Let her hoop. Let her show her greatness without all that extra noise so the masses can actually appreciate how talented she is. But anyway, that's not even the main point here. The big thing I want to highlight is Carmelo Anthony apologizing, trying to soften up his take, trying to sprinkle a little sugar on top of something he already said with his chest. I'm like, yo, Melo, come on now. This is basketball. It's a conversation. It's opinions. There's nothing to apologize for. And honestly, this is exactly what Candace Parker was talking about. Why do folks tiptoe around certain names? Just say your take and move on. It's not like he insulted anybody. He didn't disrespect their character. He didn't call anybody out of their name. It's basketball talk. Pure hoops. This is what we basketball lovers live for. Comparing players, debating who's better in what situation, predicting how someone would perform in a certain matchup. That's the heart of sports discussion. We shouldn't fold every time someone disagrees. People come at me all the time for saying Caitlin Clark is better than X player or Y player, and that's fine. That's part of the fun. It's okay to give your opinion. It's okay to see the game differently from someone else. That's literally what creates conversation, builds community, and helps the sport grow. If everybody agreed, sports would be boring. So Melo, stop apologizing for your takes. You would never apologize if you were talking NBA. Don't get soft now. Stand on what you say. Be confident in your basketball mind. When you picked DT over someone, you didn't backtrack. You said she was a dog and kept it moving. You didn't get soft when Caitlin Clark's name came up either. So why get sensitive now? Especially when you already swapped out one legend for another just to beat Caitlin in a comparison. And then we get to this Angel Reese versus Satu Sabali comparison. Respectfully, he says Angel because she was a former teammate of his. Okay, cool. But then my guy says Satu Sabali. And before they even dig into it, I'm sitting here like, why are we suddenly comparing Angel to a current player, but every other matchup was against a legend? Come on, man. Be consistent. They're getting soft again. Now, honestly, I have to agree with the take. Satu Sabali is definitely more skilled than Angel Reese at this moment. Satu's game is polished, versatile, and she's been dominating on both ends. Angel, though, give her a couple years. I really believe she can grow into a much better, more complete player. She's still young, still improving, and her work ethic is strong. But once again, my biggest question is, why were you even comparing Angel to Satu in the first place? Every other matchup in this segment was player versus legend. So why didn't they pick someone like Lisa Leslie for Angel? Why switch the criteria all of a sudden? I'm not sure if that says something about how they view Angel's skill level or if they were just playing it safe, but the inconsistency didn't make sense to me. Now, I want to get into this next video because it's a big one. Chris Paul officially announced his retirement, and the NBA community has been pouring out love. But what really stood out was the send-off message featuring the one and only Caitlin Clark alongside Jake from State Farm. Seeing those two come together to honor CP3 with such a classy, heartfelt message was special, man. It shows the impact Chris Paul had across generations of hoopers. So let's dive into it, break it down, and talk about why this moment hit differently. Let's get into it.
Let's check it off. Comfy shoes?
Check it off. Yeah.
Comfy shoes. A frame sweater vest? Yeah. A brand new microwave? For sure.
Yeah, of course.
Official send-off speech?
I got this. Christopher Emmanuel.
No. Thanks for everything, CP.
Thanks.
So shout out to them, man. Easy money. Nothing crazy or over the top. Just a clean, simple, classy send-off video. And honestly, sometimes that's all you need. A genuine message goes a long way. Big shout out to Chris Paul for everything he gave to the game. He didn't get that championship ring, but he came incredibly close. And he spent a huge chunk of his career battling in the playoffs, leading teams, and elevating everyone around him. That deserves respect. What a career, man. CP3 left a legacy. And shout out to State Farm for putting this tribute together. We all know Chris Paul was basically the face of State Farm commercials for years, so seeing them honor him on the way out was a cool touch. But let me know what y'all thought about the comparisons earlier in the segment. Did you like them or not? Did anything feel off to you? Because when they got to the Angel Reese comparison, things started to look a little different. Like, what was really going on there? Why switch up the formula? Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going.